Sorry, guys. Welcome to our weekly New Gambia platform, Civic Education and Global Issue live talk show. Today is October 10th, 2021. So we're going to be discussing the fundamental basis of politics and also the presidential term limits in office. These are very essential topics that need discussion to sensitize our people. So we're gonna be discussing this in our local languages as well, so our stakeholders can actually understand what we're saying. So we thank you for joining us today. Our panelist and co-host, Sam Sise, would start opening the session from Indiana, and our another co-host and panelist, Njaga Juve, from Denmark, will also contribute. And I'm your host, Mudu Sawane, here from New York. Thank you. Sam.
Yep. Well, thank you, Mr. Sawane. Thank you, Njaga. Thanks. Definitely good to see you both here again. It's our normal Sunday talk show. So today, I guess we have two separate topics that we can talk about. And I'm going to start with one, and then we can eventually walk away to the second one. I think starting with the term limits is an easy one to get out of the way. And then we can end up on the other one that is the basics of fundamental politics. I think we can do that last. That's a little bit of a wider topic. So for the term limits, you know, to me, it's very simple. The laws need to change. I don't understand, not only Gambia, but in Africa, I don't understand why presidents, when they get to power, they don't want to come out. And that is not their home. They need to know that this is a place for people to come in, be president, and lead the country in the right direction. And when your term is up, you get out. That's the way it needs to be. That's the concept. That's why it's there. And Gambia, we really need to push our National Assembly members to work on this, to get this term limit in there. You see, and one of our problems in our National Assembly in Gambia, from what I understand recently, is, and I think I knew this since last year too, the National Assembly does not have a drafter, someone that's going to draft what they want to propose. They don't have it. They had to go to the executive to get that from the executive. Well, the executive is not going to help them to draft anything that's going to be against them. So that is the first mistake that we have. But, you know, I can understand a mistake. A mistake can happen. Anybody can make a mistake, but don't let it continue. By now, I mean, we should have had a drafter there. They should have done everything they could in their power to get a drafter. They are the ones that approve the budget. If we need to hire a drafter that is going to be paid, let's say, $75,000, like a minister, say $50,000 to $75,000 a month, it's very important for them to have that person in place and make sure it's included in the budget that they are going to approve, because this is a weak point for them. It's going to impact them very well. If you're in the National Assembly and you don't have a drafter, you can't pass any law without going to the executive. Then what is the purpose? Why are you even there? You know, what is the purpose of them being there if you can't pass any law? You know, it's very important, and part of their responsibilities, major responsibilities, are to really pass good laws, take out the bad laws, and of course approve the national budget. Really approve the national budget. That's very important. These are part of fundamental responsibilities of any National Assembly. And if they can't pass any law on their own, that is a big problem. So for them, if they need anything, they always have to go to the executive or go hire an attorney somewhere, someone that can draft what they want to draft. This is a waste of time, and we should not have continued on that from day one all the way to now, almost 5 years, not a drafter with them. So that's one thing that impacts them. The other thing is, they need to collaborate. They need to make sure they work in teams and I remember when President Barrow took office or was going to take office, there was something, an age limit in the law that says if you're age 65 and older, you cannot be a vice president or president of the country or something like that. But they worked that out real quick and changed that law between the president and them. They changed that law. That's how former Vice President Fatma Jallo Tambajang was elected or nominated to be a vice president. You see, that's how that happened. And if they can do that, they can do other things as well. So why didn't they change the term limit? That's very important. We cannot have, you see, this is why Africa, we are behind. This is why Gambia, we are behind. We cannot have one person come in and be a president forever. Whether they're effective or not, they're there forever. And that's not good for us. We have more talented people. We have more experienced people that can come into that office and do a better job. President after president. Let's look at the example of the from the United States of America and other European countries. There is a term limit. No matter how good of a president you are, at the end of your second term, you're out. You've got to allow somebody else to come in and do their part. You've done your part, you need to get out. We cannot allow presidents to come in and stay there. After first term, they want to stay longer. You know, they do everything they can to have the second term. At that end, before the end of that second term, they're looking for more. They're looking for more to stay there. I mean, we've had our first president stay for about 30 years or so. Then Jammeh came in, President Jawara spent 30 years in office or so. After independence, that I can understand. And then Jammeh came in and did 22 years. We still haven't changed our laws. And Barrow came in, we wanted to change our laws during the draft constitution that was put in place to make sure that a presidential term is limited to 2 terms. And that failed. The draft constitution failed. And when that failed, we're still back to zero, square one. So we don't have a term limit, and our National Assembly members need to work on this to get this done. If they don't, I am going to say to every single Gambian, do not vote them in the office again, because next year, it will be, this December will be presidential elections. Next year, I think somewhere between February, March, April, somewhere around that time will be the election for National Assembly members. We should all really campaign against them going back to the office. There are some bad ones that have been, maybe not bad ones, I won't call it bad ones, but there are some National Assembly members that are not there for the interest of the country. They're there for their own interest, for their pocket. So if you're a National Assembly member and you're getting a brown envelope and that makes you support the president, even if he's wrong, then you're no good to this country. We need to get them out. We should not allow them to be voted back in the office. And all of us, including myself, we should all campaign to make sure these people don't return to that office because they are useless. They have not done anything there that is good for our country. And we need people that are going to represent their people, since they were elected by their own on their own people in their different constituencies. They need to represent those people and be their voice and do the right thing for the country. If not, those people should not vote for them again. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sam. I have somebody who want to participate from WhatsApp on my phone, Jaga. So you want him to come in, and after you can come in, Jaga.
Yeah, let him come in. Let him come in.
Yeah, his name is Babu Sinyan.
Okay, let him come in.
Babu, mun nga wax si wolof soo bëggee, ah? Okay.
No, comme seen liggéey bi dafa nice trop.
Thank you.
You know, by this time ñun Gambian si, you know, dafa am benn weapon boo xamante dafa am benn ngànnaay boo xamante dañ ko caaxaane. Mooy dignité, mooy gor.
Okay.
So gisee ma wax loolu because by this time man suma on opinion lay ñëw wax suma on opinion lay ñëw pour wax because of how much and program ñu demé just dan na la sétane last month or before last month but dañ na sétane sen programme ba paré xawma exactly sen topic bi lan la
yeah mun na
comme plateforme la xamna né Gambien ci bëy ñu koy sétane
exactly bokana
ci Facebook wala yeneen place
bokana ci li nga nekk di wax exactly
motax mané xaaral ma andi suma xalaat ci réew mi muy doxé because of this by this time xana ñu nekk ci village bi xana ñun duñu ay Gambien xana man ba légui loolu daf ma jaaxal because ñun suñu dëkk amuñu kuréng amuñu ndox amuñu yoon suñu jigéen suñu wara am doom around 11 wala 12 wala 3 ci guddi dañ lay jël seret ñu taka seret ñu effa jigéen bi wara dem ak moom ba Nunkebe wara taxawaat Nunkebe another 1 hour wala 2 hours wara xaar ambulance pour mu ñëw mu pig leen yóbbu leen esaw imaginal nga ag esaw nga wara croisade again dambanju nga fekk féeri bi paak so Gambia ñaata doomu adama la Gambia yaakaar naa 2 million doomu adama la 2 million people la
wow
Sénégal léegi mu ngi 16 million something bon at least ñu ngay take care seen village yi ñu ngay take care seen population bi imaginal Banjul lopitaan nga dam fa yóbbu fa malade yow sa bopp yow doo am foo taxaw pour mën a take care sa malade yow sa bopp doo am foo mën a dem pour douze ana ministre of health ana docteur Samate ana ministre of finance Mamour Ndiaye so Gambia gis nga il faut ñu génne corruption il faut ñu they have to remove corruption ci banxaas yu nekk moo xam immigration department la moo xam police moo xam Gambian Force moo xam fépp foo xamante ni dafa nekk ci banxaasu nguur gi dañu war a moytu corruption because corruption moo tax Gambia dellu gannaaw ci West Africa ci Afrique noire West Africa fii Gambia moo gën a dellu gannaaw ci économique everything Gambia bokk na ci dëkk yu gën a dellu ginnaaw lu ko waral mooy corruption mbokka nice nañ wax ak Mamour Ndiaye nañ wax ak Samate nañ wax ak Adama Barrow ñu ne Gambien ñu ne dañ sonn dañ xiif dañ over sonn dañ nit ku ñu dimbale suñ xaalis bu gaay di jël di ko pasar di koy bu Dakar di fay ay hôtel yu seer ay dam ay Almadi dam ay place de l'Obélisque yóbbu ay jeeg jël ay xaalis di ko dugal ci seen account dafa jënd ay kër dama ne Gambien dañuy xiif it's high time ngeen wax ak nit ñi ba pare yéen ñu nekk ci plateforme yi please sometime ngeen wax ci yeneen language ci wolof ci pël am interest ci Gambia yéen ay freedom fighter ngeen yéen a Julius Malema bu South Africa so Gambians bu nekk da nga war a proud bu baax ngeen xam ne Gambien ci bu ñu ngi am interest ci seen programme yi sometimes ngeen la ko olof sometimes ngeen la ko soose sometimes ngeen la ko pël da ci dee am interest bu baax because of nit ñu ngi def follow
okay dégg la kañ
ba pare di wax ak yeneen media yu nekk Gambia di wax ak yeneen media yu nekk ci biir réew mi fii nañ bàyyi yëfu tribalism buñ taal Gambia yeneen media yi be careful buñ taal Gambia because Gambia ñun bëriwuñu ñun sakanuñ ñun Rwanda moo ñu ëpp foofu te Rwanda buñ fa dugalee problème xeet ay junney doomu tey Rwanda tey ñoom ñu ngi def loolu si seen mémoire ñu koy fàttali nga am South Africa nga am Guinée Conakry nga am Cameroon nga am Burundi nga am yeneen réew yu bëri yoo xamante ni ci Afrique tribalisme moo ko yàq te Gambia ñun amuñ économique Gambia ñun amuñ pétrole amuñ gaz amuñ oil suñ géej bi government bi jaay na ko Chinese yi dëkk bi léegi mënoo lekk jën bu baax caalo sax léegi mënoo ko gis léegi so dafa mel ni Gambia seen économique bi dafa suuxee dafa mel ni Gambia fu mu nekk nii amul njiit boo xamante ni mu ngi tekkiya doomi dëkkam because xoolal COVID-19 bii nii ñaata nit ñoo lost seen business ñaata nit ñoo ñàkk seen business because of lockdown bi tëj marché yi so government bi ban dimbal la def ci Gambien ci nga xamante ni ñoo mel ni man nekk ci marché bi di def business amul benn action boo xamante jël na ko ci Gambien yu nekk ci marché bi di def business mu saytu leen ba xam seen business naka la mel naka la seen économique sooxee wala et cetera so Gambia government is high time ngeen gestu askan wi wala ngeen abal ñu balaa December incha allah.
Okay,
Jërëjëf. Thank you so much, Babu, for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so Njaga, you can come now. I think
we need to respond to him to what he said.
Yeah, exactly. Because
before Njaga goes in.
My lady knew at Dylan Wahderek, Madam Babu. Yeah, exactly. Babu look nekk di wax ni bari na ay suñuy moroni Gambians yoo xam ne ñu ngi feel the worst part of how the Gambian situation is right now. The problem bi mooy dañ soxla nit ñoo xam ne dañoo bëgg di génn si ñu wax exactly what is going on si seen biir life si seen biir dunda. Te dafa sad, because of ñun yàlla dafa def dañ ko wax mooy ne ñun we don't have a competent president. Ñun suñu président bi mënut loolu mooy dëggam suñu président bi mënut ñu ko wër am na ñoo xam ne mënuñ ba pare am na ñoo xam ne dañ fa nekk ñoom te yéene wuñ ko place bi so ñooñu tamit tax na ba am na lu bare loo xam ne mënut a dox biir Gambia te it is right and true Gambia bokk na si dëkk yi gën a dellu gannaaw in West Africa. You understand? And we are just 2 million people. And Gambia, you don't want that there was a time that it was like paradise. Bepare Babu, manglay hamal bena affaire. Dafa am lo xamne dang ko believe the Gambians bari lolu lañ believe. Gambia, it has oil. Gambia am na oil. Lolu moy that's why this it is very important. Dafa am solo moy. This kind of thing that we are doing, ñu nekk di def ni because of tey am na si yow bari yoo xam ne tey government bi ñu ngi si teg seen tànka yoo xam ne Gambian si dañ ko war a xam yaa ma understand because of seen alal la seen bos la te Babu li nga woon ni exactly dafa ñëw exactly ci lu ñëw wax maanaam ci luñ doon wax rek right now the fundamental basics of politics lan moo tax tey ñuy def politics because of at the end luñ gisee politics mooy yëpp after seen self interest la yaa ma understand tey buñ demee ba soxla nguur bi wala kuñ soxla ñu leen élect dinañ dem ba si seen biir waañ yi dinañ dem ba si seen biir kër yi dinañ dem ba si seen biir pukosi ngir lan pour rek am seen vote si waaye buñ si paree ñu jël loolu yëpp toon ko ci seen boppa ak seen families. So that is the problem. And now they loolu moo nekk di indi problem with tribalism in Gambia because of the problem is like benn nit bu ko defee rek instead of ñu xool ne moom la dañ naan pël bi wala dañ naan soose bi wala dañ naan wolof bi ay mbokkam rek la fi nekkal loolu noonu mooy indi problème mu tribalism ci suñ biir dëkk bi because of anything instead of ñu càmbar ko seet ni kii nit ki la rek wala moom la ñu ngi koy jël ñu yóbbu ko direct ko to a certain ethnic group you understand and it doesn't work like that nekkut noonu gis nga kooku noonu ñu nekk teg foofu noonu comme Adama Barrow la wala Ousainou Darboe la wala Halifa Sallah la wala Yaya Jammeh bu fi nekkoon la ak luñ munti def seen bopp lañ ko defal it has nothing to do with any particular ethnic group because of tey am na ñoo xam ne tey ñu ngi def loolu noonu waaye am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi bokk ak ñoom sax waaye tey iñaane nañoo bokk ak ñoom te rus nañoo bokk ak ñoom so tey ñun ñoo jéem a war a orienter suñ mind yi ak suñ mentalité bi ñu yóbbu ko feneen wala waaye ñu bañ ko direct ci a certain ethnic group because of certain ethnic group boobu noonu dafa am ku ci nekk koo xam ne maanaam tey mun naa am leader la o political leader la o wala moo nekk di jiite suñu réew mi you understand so ñun lu ñu war a càmbar mooy exactly ñun tey suñu politiciens yi lañ leen nekk di def biir Gambia ñu suñu politiciens yi ak ñoo xam ne tey ñoom ñoo nekk suñu civil servants yi ak ñoo xam ne ñoom ñoo yor the high profile positions in the Gambia li jëm ci fisheries li jëm ci maanaam sports li jëm ci maanaam suñu economic aspect of our nation ndax ñooñu noonu ñu ngi doxal seen liggéey loolu mooy problème bi because of ñun Gambia it is very easy to be corrupt there because of people are not aware nit ñi xamuñ lan moo nekk di xew ci biir dëkk bi ko ci nga $100 mu ne noppi ko ci nga $50 mu noppi because of you know why dañoo xiif te maa ngi musa read benn line am ko binda dama fàtte sax kan moo ko bindaat mu ne the easiest way to control people is to make them hungry boo xiifloo nit ki pour nga control ko dafa yomba yaa ma understand because of su expecté ne without yow du lekk rek So yow dafa nekk sa alal dafa nekk comme sa slave. So everything instead of moom mu hold the bigger picture ne okay yow benn mburu bi nga ko jox mu lekk moom mun nga ko créer opportunity yoo xam ne mun naa produce yeneen mburu ba jox ñeneen pour ñu lekk. yaa ngi understand so loolu mooy problème bi te ñun suñ leaders yi ñoo tax ñun suñ gis-gis soriwul ñun tax na ba léegi fu mu nekk nii wóolootuñ politicians yi te soo gisee wóolootuñ politicians yi mooy ne politicians yi lu ñoo wax ak lu ñoo def at the end bokkul Adama Barrow fii la taxaw wax ne li ñi lu ñoo wax buñ nekkee si biti ak buñ toogee it is different xam nga yooyu noonu boo ko gisee léegi dafa mel ni comme léegi nag kenn dootul wóolu any politician te politics mu ngi ci islam politics maanaam dafa bokk ci loo xam ne moo gën a rafet ci àdduna because of politics mooy defar àdduna parce que yàlla bu mu defaree àdduna bi pare daf fi teg ay njiit so without politics njiit yooyu noonu duñ mën a doxal waaye politics si naka lañ ko mën a tëddee mooy pour ñu saxal ko ci kaw njub yaa nga understand maanaam ci kaw ngor tey soo gisee tey lu bari tey suñu président si seen time yi dafa jeex ñuy forcer mooy ne dañoo bëggee te dégg naa benn borom xam-xam mu ne doomu aadama dina deyaale lu nekk ba mu des mbébét maanaam doomu aadama lu bu dee ba jeex tak ba léegi mbébét dafa des ci biir xolam des ci biir yaramam maanaam tey su amoon benn géej boo xam ne géeju or la dina mbébétaat am géeju jamaa àdduna maanaam doomu aadama bi noonu la yàlla bindee noonu so loolu moo dal nag suñu African leaders yi tey suñ buggee présidence yi ñoom pour ñoom buñ fa duggee rek pare nañ si so duñ soxlawaat dara waaye after buñ ci duggee gis luxury bu ci nekk xaalis bu ci nekk opportunities bu ci nekk yaa ngi understand you live instead of you try and understand that you are a servant no you live like a lord yaa ngi understand def sa boppa buur léegi nag automatically bés boo gisee sa boppa buur nag foofu la problème bi commencé ñëw because of buur dafa bëgg a nekk foofu noonu rek buur moom bu ko tasaay so that is the problem so lii problème bi mooy dañoo soxla ay leaders yoo xam ne lu ñu am lu ne rek dañ ci mën a doylu ñun nag dañoo am njiit yoo xam ne doylu wuñ so moo tax lijjanti wuñ tey yaa ngi dem Gambia yaa ngi am ministres yoo xam ne ñu ngi drive seen four wheels yi ñu ngi live a very luxury life everything that ñu ngi gis around Gambia ñu ngi ko gis they are ñu ngi dawal seen moto bi ci ay bumpy roads ñu ngi dawal di romba Tanje seen jabar yi ñoom sax seen boppa dañuy dem Tanje di fa jënd jën so they know exactly what is going on so lépp luñ def ñoom ñoo ko tey so the problem is léegi Gambians yi ñoom ñoo war a jël seen nation bi Gambians yi ñoo war a jël seen dëkk bi téel ko seen boppa luñ ko mën a jëlee mooy fexe ba government bi ak nguur bi ak président bi ak képp ku fa nekk ñu bën a feel comfortable so because of right now every politician in Gambia or everybody working inside the government of the Gambia is comfortable they can do whatever they want te dara du leen si fekk because of nit ñi people don't care. They are only running for bread and butter. They don't care about anything else. So that is the problem. And we should care. Because of there are certain things that are happening in the Gambia. It will happen in any country. You never dare do it even in Senegal. Because of when you do it, 30 minutes later or 1 hour later, it's going to be in every media platform. So you will even have a problem to take another step outside on the street. You understand? That's how the Gambia should be. You understand? Politicians, politicians should find the Gambia hostile for them if they are not on the right path. That's the only thing we can do to make our country better. Why, as long as they are living comfortably, things will never change. So for me, that is my say only for now.
Wow. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
I can add a little bit to that,
Okay, go ahead.
What's the name of the guy that called again? It's
Babu.
Sinyan, Babu Sinyan.
Babu Sinyan. Babu, thank you for that. Babu, Nunala Baba, thank you so much for that. Linga wa no am na solo trop. And waji mom simbuge waji fi corruption mom dina jël time mom. Why li si nekk rek mooy corruption dafa nekk loo xam ne balaa nga ko mun a fight danga war a xam lan mooy fan la corruption bi jógee danga war a xam tamit naka nga faate corruption corruption dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa mel ne moto boo jël rek nga yóbbu ko si fiita nga ne ko defaral ma suma moto bi dafa am problème waaw moto bi problème yu bari la am waaye fiita bi bu xamutee yan façon la moto bi am yan façon problème la moto bi am du ko mën a defar waaw dafa finga rek dafa laal fi rek waaye du ko mën a defar foog nga yóbbu ko nga jox ko koo xam ne xam na moto bu baax xam na lu bari si moto nga xam ne bu si duggee rek dawal ko rek dina gisal boppam dina xam ne la lii dëgg moto bi problème yu bari la am waaye pour mun koo defar nag foog mu def lii ak lii moom dina xam lu moo def ñun nag dañ am njiit ak government boo xam ne xamuñ naka la ñoo defaree yéena yi so corruption dafa nekk loo xam ne doo nekkut ne ku nekkaa ñëw rek mun a fight corruption génne ko foog nga commencé ko yow sa bopp foog nga xam président bu ñëw foog mu xam naka la ñoo fight corruption naka la moo tëjee loopholes yi luy tubaab bi day wax loopholes boo ko mëntee tëj rek corruption bi doo ko mën a fight ñaaral bi mooy comme tur yi nga tudda noonu nga ne président Barrow Mamboure Njie Mr Samate Dr Samate ñi gis nga dëkk bi balaa moo mën a dem foog ñu def ni ñoo xam ne ñoo xam la ñoo def si place biñ lañ def buñ ko xamute rek dara du dox damaa njëkk a laajte mooy boo seetee Gambia government ministry yi département yëpp ban département lañ fa gis boo xam ne ñëpp mën nañoo wax ne département bii de dëgg they are outstanding lu ñoo def amuñ morom lu nekk a dem in the right way ñu ngi liggéey bu baax ñëpp a ngi koo gis ban département la boo ko amutee boo laajtee su ñëpp laajtee seen bopp loolu te mënuñ koo answer rek that means ñu li ñu war a def mooy ñu def changes ñu génnee ñoom yëpp ñi nga tuddan ñoo ñëpp dañ war a dem ak ñi lañ toppa ñim topp yëpp ñëpp war a dem noonu la ñoo mën a def changes ñu jox ñeneen chance ñooñu ñëw ñu seet leen ñu jox leen benn time rek one time ñoom tam ñu seet suñ mënee change in dëkk bi ñu may leen an opportunity ñu votal leen pour a second time bi waaw waaye buñ mëntee def dara in the first time rek they should go man noonu laa ko gisee waaye corruption dafa nekk loo xam ne lu rëy la dafa nekk loo xam ne boo ko xamutee doo ko mën a fight waaye lu bëree si nekk lu bëree foog nga am loss prevention mindset nga xam luy loss prevention nga xam naka nga fightee corruption waaw loolu la waaye maa ngi laa gërëm nag si sa wax bi so thank you so much for that. Yeah, let's go on.
Okay, so we have Mfamara joining us now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mfamara, we'll give Mfamara a chance. Then after I can come in. Mfamara, welcome.
Hey, thank you, Sawane. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's been a past couple of weekends, man. I didn't have time to join you guys.
Yeah, we noticed that. But we know you're at work, so you usually sacrifice a lot, to join us while working. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so impressed. Sam is speaking Wolof too, so that's really made my day.
Man, Sam really caught me off guard. Now my Wolof look like
oh yeah. He's surprising
I tried.
Now my Wolof, I'll put it in the garbage because I don't think I'm gonna go and work on it. The way Sam was speaking.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you guys for your contribution.
So you can comment in Mandinka.
I can comment in Mandinka. All right, that's great. Yes. I'm sure Sam will be impressed about that. Jaga spoke a lot, and Sam also did, obviously. And the caller also, is true, because if you look at Gambia right now, the corruption is just too much. And then the president just came back. I know last week that was your discussion. The president just came back from this meet the people store, whatever they call it, So I think every year it's the same kind of situation the president goes through. We hear different stories, the same stories every year the president goes out. So in my view, I know it's a constitutional requirement that the president has to go, But what you have to do is look at the past reports. Like last year, I met the people storming. If they compile a report at the end of this tour, he can use that report and the money, the budget that is allocated every year. I know that's in millions. So you can just use that money and then pump into the health sector, for example, especially new water and all those things. So one year you can just say, okay, I know it's a constitutional requirement for me to go around the country, all right, but this year I'm not going to go around, and I'm going to either get the approval from the cabinet, or my power, I will use that the budget that is allocated to go on a tour, I would decide to put that money into the health sector, make an impact somewhere where people can see it. Because it's more or less the same, because the farmers in URA, the farmers in Badibu and then CRR, they're still the same problem over there. You understand? So, Ninkolo Monsoro, a bankomi alonka struggle you try to cut your coat according to your size, before all those fleet of vehicles from all the various ministries, your petroleum use found on this 10-day trip, it's quite a lot. So if we put all those resources together, we could have saved a lot of money and will make an impact, obviously, So I think I concur with Njaga, and I also concur with the caller as well, that, the level of corruption in our country is very high. And then I hope people are not taking advantage of Mr. Barrow's inexperience in government on how government system works, because right now, there is no control in the system at all. Everybody's kind of doing what you want to do, and some will do it just to please the president. But at the same time, what they do, in other ways, is completely unaccountable. So you can understand. So we need to get our country moving. We need to focus on the real issues. We need to ensure that government's policies and programs are actually something that we put in as a priority. Right. Sam was talking about the term limits. The term limit is very important. And now we have a constitution that it's not even a constitution yet, because it was a draft one and rejected. Now we are just with the 1997 constitution, which has no term limit. So obviously, when the new president come in, they either have to give themselves another couple of terms again, which we don't know. It's just crazy. But I think Sam and Sawani and Jaga, I think it's very important that we increase awareness, political awareness, because like Jaga was saying, if you make Niemol Konkonde, people, a hungry man, he only listen to somebody who give him food. And that's the political narration here in the Gambia, because Mojamal Bijay, they don't know what's going on. You understand? You and I can be on this platform, we talk, but also there are people who only want to see tangible things. Like you want a fertilizer, somebody bring a bag of fertilizer, is the person that you appreciate. You need a food, somebody bring you food, is what you appreciate. But you don't know where that person is getting the food from, and whether how it is getting is something that is in line with our programs or not. So people don't care. Those people don't care that much. And this is what is exactly happening, So unless we continue on this increasing awareness within our citizens, definitely the problem will continue. Because majority, imang karang, but the political awareness is mainly it'll come in general drong. So it doesn't care where mimbe siring akakodo bonde daming or la kasotanya dile. It'll man care, it'll mean nati kandrenya or jedareka belief wall. So that's our problem in the Gambia. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sawane. I'll let you come in.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mfamara. So yeah, and therefore we contribute la topic on into in Mandinka. Thank you, Njaga and Sam. Alia for Surwa Kamala Betiata Aninyata. Yeah, so topic on you membe silo tableau to be one politics are fundamental basic of politics. Wala mnyunti politiko la fanala abe nyadile ananda kele nyadile. Yo, niajibe ndolka politiko samba nyami amanya natalo wanyama. Ntol ninga politiko muta inka stand soto je nyami ndolka muta come like na balu wala beje anina saya. No, politiko manke wadal. Ne political fond la meningime wala ale si ale call for ale ben kankeling ale nyonene sign ko membe wonyama nite itela idea yemen soto ya jiben ko parti me alon ko isa support no woni tela agenda nyol match tale e ka bula wala noma bari ikana bule noma because ye kodole dila wara left the opportunity la yaje ko nyim parti nyin as win no as election of win no almost yata je No, ikela manifesto le follow jibe. Ya understand? Ya digest, ya lonko. Nyin lafta banko mara la nyaming. Ilanyi manifesto nyin ay wale cover. Manifesto nyin wala mu ila low bundula ila taman this slow inanta cool kele nyaming. Sa yo jibe yena jibe mfanam. Fonyin pati nyin ika memfo iba keno la lema. Akoro be bola minto because diamo diatale. I remember barobe lola bato mena ya biri ya nyinika njaka ngamela njaka ya fujanne ako nibe lola president ya eko kumo belefu bar ni futata je eka nyina dolla le memfo. So the same thing is nka wole fo janteng yeah. So inanta lonna nyimo memba mba tambendela musi falem aka memfo aba keno lale o nyimpati onyin ika memfo iba keno lale warang ika mo le nyaku because kumo diatale kuma dima iso fono mole hani America jang ikaji presidential candidate na your numbers will add your budget will think yeah you know we will get out of the deficit fanko kono you know in depth you know kumol be fola infrastructural fanko bari ajibe fokko be jele inyininka alla politician nyininka e be kodo bon laminto atabola santo de foye miral da fintindo fanana karola mi alon ko ka kuma kan men fo asis jono andun e kana foko bantala banko lebe makoyla hani mbara sadadano la lesai sadadano nanta malla wala le fam sanji tan lulu bi ngana independent osodo ndol be struggle kan sanji tan lulu president jawara nata way sanji tan sabakije jamme nata way 22 years kije baro 5 years kije still daniro ntolbe tara daniro la fo dunia bang. So momon dimbinala fo ya tandala ibe kodo sotla nyaadile iko lafta menkela e bakela. Okay, nkajele saying Citizen Alliance na de ko 10-point agenda. Nda fon fe wosiada bari bringa Ismail Surajang ako they are overlapping, which is fine. Ila particular agenda la UDP fanana do ko ila 5-point wala tara sidla flat iko 5-point agenda. Yo fana ready. Okay. Now, the point is that what I'm trying to make here, left the Moliaming understand what I'm Nini Lanying Funkol Nada, politician alajibe, Elaning promises no, Fabe Kenola, Inyininka, platform modo, Inyininka, Niberalila, Atul Benin's finance lanyadile, for Hakilo Babule, a knowledge balbule, expertise balbule, also Inyininka, Alinin Mul Jibe, for itola Kebaro Kakele. Because Mojima Bije, politician on kono, eka diamule bari jiko abuga sali jama on fawdo. Ito le corrupt katambi mobile. So men ka diamale as a politician ajibe yele track record jibe. Ning abirabe maralo lado do warabe departmento. Ala accountability benyadi. For is somebody me alon ka integrity lesoto. I fendel kemen yalon ko you know among corruption man taraje waran fendel men yalon ko you know asatande ko molbe jikla nyina ko nayi chance do pour kay lamara aba mara la kule ati kudo embesula ati kudo tinyala anda balona la be menkela. So to la political level na maturity level hansa en ka fla dasatal to la voter soul ul buko jibenje eto ka crowd size warang yaje ko nteni nyimboda tribe clean ni candidate do menkalo wala flamati warang mandinka mati warang wala fulane mati nanta usifal nanta tambila wala sign sanji tan lulu brinna independent ngam fansodo ani sign tema na political maturity nanta to le fon nanta research la internet will be fare fon be siare Gambian will say mo be telephone no so. Why is it that hani sign that old mind me along I am whole hostage ajibemba ni la ni political reality ni mo fintita ni esa fal nata ni mo fintide camera wala ba win ni mbama kande nara ni mo fintida ikafo hani kande lebe president ni UDP nara ni mo fintide ni mboro nara. Do you think will be Nika more sort of from different new will be fansung voting block less. It umo baby Gambia ba. Come on, let's not kid ourselves. Amo baby Gambia. Yun be minka mo kinolu. Well kana ika support party in this particular candidate. So walatina nkaje rally soul every time mule rally ke rally soul mul kasia. Inte mut sawane sina ngataji rally to barola rena ngataji ninjaka anisam isafala rena ngataji. So we are sending fake signal to these politicians. It's the same crowd minkana. Walatina everybody who comes in a crowd kasia. So Gambia no nanta ifam mutala ibe party mento. If you genuinely think that this is the party, it belongs to any party. So support that party. But if you are undecided, try any party, any rally, and listen, so that you can make up your mind. So another So another thing I want to talk about is until na political a different until manna banko kanu. Gafon dala tore. Yeah, ntuliem fangole kanu katambe na bankwala. Fankano abetata. If definitely iko ni eterni mol ni eterni mola ike terleta. But ni eterni fangola ike fangoleta. Fankano bedadal. Banana ta pura alkala banko bonde. Fankano albo landila karara. Albe sacrifice la. Kene nyineke rimanda nyineke. Mol lebina ya fo ntul nsinam fankano nyato nsinam fon la jifol fande nyato par sainting alenga na banko bonde be sacrifice technocrats so lena fanko people with skills will be na yesi ye banko la ko analyze mo be tara kankeling hanata mo be man tara kankeling or at least 80% or at least 75% even 60% ni woketa ni ngasamje abe kuke kan banko kan among correct ngabe department kele mba falayen nakewa dukare ngi dani ni mang mbona banko fenke among favor alanga na banko jibe ninyi kita mobile diamo kanwati hani dindim merangol lafta na banko ay tato another level sasa tol min bijang ni jara kono ma tol min bijang ni topoto nale west jabe kala dam to mo be sunyaro kala dam dia fa nakeba alin kana involved into everybody become a watcher for you become your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper. Nengo mindset sifa create in the Gambia. Mantara you will see a lot of difference. Hani corruption ote talala. Ndol fana meni ya lonko nkana banko kan na opportunity ndin soro manya na status nintala nka system morning abuse. Njaka yebona bid from Denmark. Mobi yaron kon jaka bona to abdu. Aita immigration line immigration office. Ati line batra jangari. Moli passport li yentela. Gagaina because about Denmark le aita mi line on nyatli aita fu immigration fankoya. Akay ko left the passport lulo na dingo la passport lulo left the top. That's corruption. Yeah. He's influencing his status about a status de takang pour que system bit. So no siada. Ibajela what comes samana walam. People are no more transparent. They become corrupt. So men binyaton ko te ni ndeka $200 soda bulu. That's all they care. So the system to operate like unyama. Walatina we need this kind of civic education in the Gambia every day. Nasi keno school found is our form of better. Porque mundi. Anu molfa nanta alona ko. It kind of politician will ta because we could deal. Let me tell you something. Be nim politician nata I man boto dealer. I don't know ni jabol. Yo muta. Atoli o domo bi. Then 1 week abant. Sai ite la carte audio politician la. No politician nata asita. Next 5 years. I banko I messed up. Kurambo kasodo. Coming finger ka for sian ka for nyami. domodo fengol buka sodo now jumala modi it may occur fay way hani dindol men mo wulu say wol be sofala because of lo karto al nka jutu karto men naten is very important important the bakele ka fo kon te karte se kilinda malbe mbola ma important nim bo be fo nde fire lata so ladi so baro karto me ba dila iba make so lale ikana wafi bo ikana se bulu ya dundi dulato me yalon ko ite fongola jiko ini ala tema yalon ko nyine mu patiti nyine fana fisa da patiol beti for irishino sotala so that is very important wolum banko din kanoti wolum nyinti ilafta ila banko aybo sana nim banko be takan ko be takan nyamente so nanta also especially in the government sector accountability and transparency baro brabina ako asset declaration here moro went to contact I said ndana manyin presidency fasoro asset declaration comme wolam nyinti momo men sodo ibatande la ni be government do kola amanke parasol bet at least parasol min yalon ko important back aka ate fon ba ta declare anara fo gambelo le ko ngani na sodo de mbedu na president yalla pour nyin kamala nawe bola wato mena na murtana a tande ko ay men sodo isaje ay doko menke wo wucho nyin kono fo sanji lule fo sanji tanamba isna jibe ate jota jilala anin a korol men soto ay soto nyaadile yenawo bondi a date daminto ana brabe bola abota daminto so ya jibe muni bate bul sai for jele bate bul so that way amari ni ikalon niko among corrupt very good system but after that malto birin ko tane me da coalition start ka crash mo buga asset declaration na ko mai so accountability is very important use of talent wolam nyinti mol meni hakilo sodo londo sodo yalon kada karam moto aninka londo sodo man kilin karam to talal ndul min ka sijan ka fo ko munyina tuwab karani won ka karang aninka londo sodo a different talent isita ye dunya buko buried foy ko moy fara yika a sodo a in every subject baydi ka men karani buka apply no na fala ba na fatara for ba apply lale physically for ba apply lale psychologically but if he men karang inanta tamandilal anante intelligent lale ananta tinale ko cool analyze mulka understand bantul kono dol karan do do karan ni wona mo jamal ben kono tulka people le jibe dron so important tale brim baro birabina ako abe think tank team abe wole establish la wolem mol minalo ko be kali mirala amanka tela government de ibe tella government banta ibe mirala hakilul ya samana anisi so wo mol min bokala won man taji bena ko itul be political coup whatever no wo fotale mol man now think tank fanan je andum diaspora be better wala bakele because munem diaspora call the opportunity sort of bakele ye fenjamale je dunia kono ye fenjamale experience ela London don ya put on the table and it will man need mol ben kono le men need ta place wala o men yalon ko inita kata Gambia but dol fanan ben kono bake men yalon ko wol man need wala ika wol jo men na jang Gambia to wol jono wala so but si banko mako no because ila experience e kudol je nyami maybe we idea dol se apply no Gambia pour que Gambia mako so inanta wo think tank fanko ni inanta kelale 2015 I believe no 2017 in Wisconsin ye invite J Batch Samba the atelier fanko tinunje City Council of Madison Daraje nim talib bentaje talib bensula. What we said was what we talk about is diaspora role in New Gambia. But the point here is that this is why I'm bringing it up. Diaspora role Gambian government and enter diaspora and enter reach out lele. idea mendi walam they can create a website. Or website ning diaspora call basic register day yela informational kijani la qualification. Listen, ntolmu Gambia ding already. Nim political aside, nim government to reach out day, they can gain a lot of help. Many along ko ima iti joro fonke ite wol mare nyol jola fam to help volunteer. And they also need left more from higher. Website to me along ko multi register je get a credential will be je. Is verify? They reach out to them. So nyinemu kuti me along ko it was an idea they men put forward. But again, think tank nana mansuro. Diaspora call nana man reach out. Saying kame mo wolem diaspora call ntolmu Sadio niso na for Sadio Fenyolati or something. So we are no more essential in the Gambian political atmosphere. So anyway, that's the thing. The best stop follow. I will allow my co-panelists to come in. It will find Ajibing what is it to add to this. Yeah. Jaga, you said a text. You wanted to
soon. I'm even like
okay. You wanna comment finally before you go?
Finally. I want to maybe it is more of a plea to our society and our people. Famara wax nako manam tay ñun yalla dafa def dañu am ben population bo xamne ñu ci jang understand how politics works, patriotism, exactly the criteria we need in our leaders and things like that. Yalla dafa def ñun dañu am ben society bo xamne ñi xamuñu ci lu bari ñi ñu ci ñoo xamne tay buñ ci gesto dara dinañ ko xam taluñu ko. Because of, as I said, everybody is running for bread and butter, defense. Like na Lord, tahna benyi ni nekum di concentrate exactly. But secondly, they need social media pour muna ham ak aware. Why problem bi moy social media bobu nono dafa am li muna tax nga nekasi moy credit bi. So lolo tamit is a problem in the Gambia. Yalla dafa def dañoo am ayena service like SIM card service providers and internet service providers yo xamne they are making money out of poor people in the Gambia. Ñu ngi liggéey seen kaw, ñu ngi def lu nekk and Pura the reason for Pura was to be a referee between the consumers and those companies. But I don't know what Spiro is doing about it because I haven't heard anything from them, and they should be sanctioned because of we degane manam minyo complain ci walum QCell ci walum Africell and stuff like that, and small details like that are very important in our daily lives, and those small things are the things that we neglect. You understand? Because we need those kinds of stuffs. We need electricity. We need water. You understand? Clean supply of water. We need constant electricity. We need good in the internet, strong internet, so that we can get close to information and sources and stuffs like that. So those kind of things also, those kind of small things when it lacks in a certain country, it is very difficult for our message to reach to the people that for what because of certain situations, unfavorable situations you have the moment tay luñ nekk di wax ni lu mu am solo tay am na ñoo xam ne war nañ ko dégga waaye naka lañ ko nekk di déggee duñ ko mën a dégga because of nekkul sax ne dañ ko ñàkk dafa seer su amee sax dafa seer. You understand? Consumer credit and internet, it's more gonna serve Europe. And it's kind of crazy in Gambia. So those kind of things, it's a problem hindering us to get close to or access to information. You understand? So those are the kind of things you have to say. The government should understand we are living in the 21st century. Dañoo nekk ci benn jamono joo xam ne courant, ndox, internet, food, water, bill yii nii gis nga juróom yii nii dafa war a nekk loo xam ne at least mu nekk loo xam ne tey dina mun a constantly serve nit ñi because of lii mooy tax suñu life bi go on te lii mooy tax also foreign investors yi ñu mun a ñëw suñu dëkka ñu mun a invest because of dañ fa bëgg a fekk correct electricity, a clean water supply, a strong internet connection. So people come to Gambia and they end up in Senegal. Because of Senegal now trying to they have constant electric supply. 4 multi-density village electricity, there is electricity there in any village in Senegal. You understand? Village you go lumu ruxe bu dee dañ fa def mbaar sax waaye dina am school a school boo xam ne nit ñi dinañ fa jànga you understand place lumu ruxe dina am benn place boo xam ne at least there are problems in Senegal too am na ñoo xam ne tey they can have access to electricity let's say a perfect hospital or stuff like that, but at least there are 16 million people. Babu said it, and we are just 2 million people. You understand? You just have to orientate all those funds, like Famara said. You have the young politics, young meet the people talk. You every single day young talk. Sometimes I wonder, these people in and around government, they just said, well, there are some things that interest them in their televisions. Are they exactly? They just said until a whole exactly struggle. Wala ñoom at the end dañoo amul xol wala ñoom duñu ay nit wala deret nekkul seen biir yaram wala ñoom what is the problem? So it's kind of strange, because of Mankono Wafini politics, like it's the cleanest and the most pure and the holiest thing somebody can do. You understand? Like politics mooy tey yaa ngi gis beneen dëkk boo xam ne sa néebo la wala tukki nga dem beneen dëkk yaa ngi gis loo xam ne dëkk baa ngi rafet dëkk baa ngi organise ñi ngi toppoo seen nit ñi loo xam ne tey nga am fiiraange boobu noonu jalousie boobu noonu nga ne tey dëkk bi lu mu am su ma dëkk war na ko mun a am tey yaa ngi romb koo xam ne mu ngi xiif nit ñaa ngi solo ci mbedd bi so nga def everything possible pour mun a génne nit ñi yoon noonu make their lives 1 time or 5 times better than the life they are living. That is politics. Trying to help people, help the community, help them to survive, live in a good environment. Because of same with dekala, momu loko, opolo lo fi dara. So yow nekul na yow yalla manam dafa am lo len rawé tek yalla tek lo fofu non nga nek president. Lolu wërsak la rek. So you are a servant, not a lord, no bull. So presidents and our leaders will understand that there are fundamental things you have to say. So nit ñi dañ ko need pour mëna am access to information, ba paré ñu mëna aware exactly xam. Why not? If I told that don't just unknown so if I told that like how the Gambia is living right now is favorable to them, so who will make them change? I don't think so. So that's my say on it. So and I'm content na trop, and I'm really happy. Famara Sam Sawane is very interesting. And I've learned a lot, and I hope so. We will keep having stuff like this again and again and again to try and see maybe we can make some changes.
Thank you, Njaga, for definitely bringing this topic. I think this topic has really helped out a lot. In especially local languages. Bringing it up deep rooted, so hopefully, because this is also shared in audio, people will share it, and then moving forward, we're gonna definitely engage our local languages, especially Sam's Wolof.
No, Njaga will be the one.
Yeah. So Sam and Famara, you can comment so we can wrap it up. Definitely.
All right, thank you. I'll get the Sam to be the last speaker because he always do very nice conclusion. So my point is, I think Senegal is very good in terms of negotiation. Negotiation when it comes to international donors and partners, but also they are very good when it comes to working with private sector within the country itself, and that positions them very well. So in our case, we are not engaging the private sector a lot in our national development, and there are a lot that the private sector can do in the Gambia, So many sectors that the Gambia government is struggling. I think they need to be engaging the private sector once a year, have a private sector conference, have a donor roundtable conference, because there are a lot of ambassadors and foreign dignitaries within the last couple of years that we have seen has opened embassies in the Gambia. All right, but Sawane, sometimes I wonder if our government is really engaging these ambassadors, and sometimes the way we do things as well. Nka cool taman de nyame Bangkokan. New foreign embassies fana kan jubele. So certain things bije na president okafo na nyaton kol kake. Is going to have the impact on how we engage our partners, because kuma battle because kodol bije, I think the financial discipline dol bije mini alonko. You don't have to have a master's in finance to do certain things, but then momin ke makwe akakodo dila kaje ikakodo spend nyameng, it doesn't make a lot of sense, akoma rifana discouragingly in terms of confidence level ke makwe ikakodo dila. Anuntengaji sometimes nka kodo spend nyame in Gambia na masakunda kodo spend nyame sometimes. You itamin fon yalonko imam finance karang imalon fon masakunda katama nyame. You question. Nyim COVID-19 kodo min dunta na nyim Gambia nyim watul kono. By now the health sector nyanda taradami mo manyana kumbola ka ko global man sodo lopitano to. Wala musol man yelol sodo fon wala wuludula man try in good shape. That should be a thing of the past. This last couple of years, Kodomin Dunta COVID fund. Private sector fana nga jube, many alonko, they are very active and they are willing to spend because a lot of banks are making money in the Gambia. Gambia is a small country, but jube like up to 10 to 15 banks maybe operate kan na Bangkokan. Do we ask ourselves what are these people? Because niya jube civil service and even the private sector. Molimbe do college economic dominica salary so they can bank use. Among OCR back out of the 2 million. What else is the government or are the banks interested in the Gambia? Engage them, make sure that their corporate responsibilities are filtering into our economy. Because the good thing is Gambia is very easy to get a foreign currency. The euro lombang for dollar lombang. Be in $1 able you can get $50. But if you go to other African countries, $1 is gonna give you thousands. So those people or those banks, is easy for us to get dollar from us and invest in other countries where they are operating. You understand? So this means foreign nationals like Nigerians working in the Gambia, it's even for them to open an, Eco Bank or to open an account in Eco Bank and use the same service in their Nigerian account. Because Nigeria to get $1, you're talking about I think now it's about 500 naira to $1. Yeah, something like that. But when in the Gambia, it's only $50. You see? So a Nigerian working in the Gambia can have an account in Nigeria and can have an account in the Gambia and then use the Eco Bank La Foreign Exchange account, whereby he can put $50 there or put $1 there or $100 there and then use the same account in Nigeria to buy goods and bring it over to Gambia, whereby, he's paying less money. He's using less money and then using the services and it's quicker for him to get a dollar in the Gambia. So ngamara nyanta private sector funa involved lale. Nga positional deal nga strategize where they need to help the government, where the government is struggling. Yeah. So Senegalian Senegal kill a private sector involved, and then they also know how to do a donor, conference, with the foreign diplomats and other donors in their country. I think this is the area we need to improve on a lot. And if we do that, most of the sectors we struggle can, they should be, strive now. Agriculture, and agriculture, and still we cannot produce a lot of rice. Where is that money going, Sawane? Do you ask yourself, agriculture you're talking about millions every year, million in top of Gambia government fund coming to the donors or bulu, tractor binana and fertilizer binana. But still we are not making that progress, So I think these are areas Sawane Nyantamin improve la Bakedal. In the next 5 years is very crucial. The next government coming, whether it's this current one or Min Binakang, we need to be very strategic in what we want to do. We don't want this kind of the same thing to continue on and on and on and on. Let's focus on one sector. Miyalonko is so important. Deal with that sector. Make sure at least in the next couple of years or so, we see improvement in that sector. We put all our energy in that sector. And then Nawek problem will from Seattle saying Greater Banjul area for a big supply no geo. You know, now we from World Bank and all these projects still. Now we cannot provide us with energy. Kurang bitakang on and off. That's even slowing our progress because company they cannot produce. You know, you cannot even invest properly because the investor. You know, kurang TJ. Abela frijo tamand la nyame wala abela kaspa ila ice plant to tamand la nyame. You cannot even produce. So nyanta nyunkol dolbe so that let's say the government can move, the country can move definitely.
So Mfamara,
Mm-hmm.
do you think there's anyone in control of Gambia now?
Yes, the president is overseeing it. Obviously, he is the head, but I mean, he is not totally in charge. He is not totally in charge. That one I can tell you 100%. I mean, you prepare a report of 100 pages. I tell you, Barrow will not sit overnight to read that 100 pages. He has no time. He has no time.
He has no time. Oh, he has.
No, what I mean is what is in his head and what Barrow is thinking is far away from sitting overnight to read a report of 100 pages. So
he's thinking about his re-election.
Oh yeah, he's talking about his reaction, and obviously he has money now. He's thinking about other sectors to develop than to sit about the report. So now atebe jikiri minla wala nyanta guide la. Or are those people mini alonko? We had fault in them in terms of previous administration. You know, those people were the people that messed us up. And now there are people now surrounding him now, and they are now the one guiding him. They are the one advising him what to do. You know?
Oh, you mean the recycled folks, right? From previous.
The recycled folks, for example, yeah. I mean, look at the TRRC report. None of the Baro Jikri Jamal ala cabinet. You know, Walleba advise la, Walleba recommendation of like to do all the white papers around it. But some of those people, many along with Sirinje, were the one implicated in the TRRC. So it am been will be report on your review la be to decide on their own fate. What do you think they are going to write? Or what do you think they are going to tell the president what to do? So in some cases, Barrow has a total handle, total control, but in other cases, he is not. So we are in a dilemma here. So the country is not totally in the hand of the president. You know, honestly, that's the true fact.
So we are in a crossroad.
Yeah, we are in a crossroad. Unless he is engaging the Gambian people. I want President Barrow to come to GRTS. You know, go sit there a couple of hours, allow people to phone in. It doesn't matter whether they belong to MPP or anywhere. Listen to what they are telling you, Mr. President.
I guess
no, very nice and simple. You know, no, bring your views here. Don't start out the president. Don't discriminate or anything. Don't bring anything issue. Just national issue. Sit there for 2 hours. I'm telling you, if Barrow sit on the national TV for 2 hours, listening to Gambian people, all right? He will get an understanding of what the issues are in our country.
Listening or responding to, listening or answering.
Sorry?
Listening or answering.
Well, it will be either way because there are issues the president is doing. He will answer to give response to those. But there are issues many at Nanko. For president kanyin kumol moela bam because nkol moy mola diamol kono fo baro malo mimbe kire banko kamba wala fo baro na administration mol malo mimbe kire. So those are some of the things in kadar ko for president kanyin dol kalamta na banko kamba fabika kalamta. You understand? Sometimes I kelon but sometimes a man dolo minbe close ring up but they need to tell him but they are not telling him. So these are the opportunity atenyen to lon la 9 min long after years nga moile wala nga lon ko nyimbe kire na bari. Maybe you never came wala in the mountain of Kuke Kala. Then let President Barrow be open. You know, let him be open. Come sit on national TV. There is no problem that has not happened in the last 2 administrations. They are still happening there. But what is he doing? You know, that's what we want to know. You know, it's very easy to manage Gambia, boy. It's only 2 million people. And Greater Banjul area, and all the problem was solved wrong. The Gambia should be moving because the rural folks. All president or other president, they are doing their business and they are feeding their family and then they are doing their small thing over there. So right now it's just to improve the situation. You know, that's what the President Barrow need to do. Nisanji lulol min nada than thing. You know, Jamed Dante Daming, a foundational means thing. Atebe will continue to build on that. And he started doing some of those, you know, because right now with all these bridges and roads in URR, I mean, I think it's going to improve trade. It's going to improve livelihood over there. You understand? Now we need to do is put a proper structure into it because it's an infrastructure bill, but nimang policies to maintain those, the infrastructure is not going to stay long. And this is what he needs to do, put the people in the right institution and then build the foundation and the pillars on which those institutions should be built on. Then now we can continue, So wallam kultimina go saw na nyanta focus le kambaga na among kolea puru nga long problem of larin dame comme sami ya dame ni la moto problem sama ya sama fita ma moto diagnose properly ajira aju jamala dorong ay jang kebulo kuntu jana ay ta jana hispana ta indo fenke jana akoma be kul maku la dorong bala ta luna min fo problem mo so ba jelo moto hana borita ate meta borla silo kan ko den you bring it back yeah, and Fita will continue eating your money because he doesn't know what the problem is, Yeah. But anyway, Sawanela Barakabake, thank you so much for another beautiful program today. And I think we had definitely did a justice on this topic. And then it will continue until election of Binalamba, election of Manjamfasai. So Ninsi follow, they are very good. We hold
and especially in our local language.
Yeah, in our local language. Yeah, definitely. Because saying no political atmosphere in Gambia, come to Gambia no be parallel in Sila. So min kuma to wolom nyinto ko molmi yalon ko be iman decide follow be sirim fensoka e ba jube kanne jamal lebe sambala nyande tala dame. So kuma la bakre nin kan sifara ken local language la. It's a more killing more for convince knowledge to know where to go based on our analysis because problem will be jail. Yes, but it be solve la nyame be approach la nyame. It's what is the problem. And then near you sign manifesto be finti kana domondoma manifesto dolbije they talk about highlighting what they want to do but there's some issues bije you want to come so saying will be until convinced that nya de ko issues will mean to come e be address la nya dile
because some of the manifestos ngamera ila nyaje ma sama full blown because man la fi other parties ideal sunya I guess
but side be voda so convinced la no nya dile ninte mela manifesto je fonka mo yiro ka ko benyene kala bari ite ba kala no nyaadi le ima fentandi mol ko enyanda kala nyami ite ba mol convince no nyaadi so ni tamal la wala political party la fen ko sunya but saying voter so menya da carte file 2 months to election ite la manifesto mo funti right now every political party should have their own manifesto now because saying member munta sunya la abe do yala ba kala saying because what tije sam sawana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mfamara. Now don't Sam da kono be firing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Mfamara. That was great. Definitely. Great ideas there, Mfamara. Thank you so much for that. I think I'll jump right into that manifesto thing. I think politics is about ideology, who has the best ideology. And if you look at it in the United States, they only came to two parties,
why can't we have that? I once wrote about that.
Yeah, you have the Republicans and Democrats.
Big parties, and then whoever wanna do whatever you want.
So what we need to do in Gambia is instead of having this too many political parties, they need to look at their manifestos and see what do you have on your manifest that is the same as the other group. If what your ideology is the same as the other party, maybe join together and call it one party, and do that. That's why you have conservatives. The way they think is conservative, and then they join the Republican Party, and then the liberals are with the Democrats. So just that simple. It's just ideology, and there cannot be 17 different ideologies in Gambia when we've not seen any party that came up and really moved the country the way we need to move. So it's a matter of one is a platform like this. All media platforms really need to expose these people. All of them need to be on social media and talk about and bring the public awareness. Public awareness is very important. We need to make our people aware of what's happening. But at the end of the day, what Famara was talking about, the manifestos and things like that, I think the best way is for Gambia, like I said before, is really have a presidential debate. President Barrow need to go on television against other political party leaders. If we can narrow the parties down to just the best, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 the most, and put them on television and let them have a debate with the president. And at that point, even if they don't want to reveal their manifest, well, the general public will know what they are going to do for situations that are in Gambia, because questions are going to come, and we need to have a very good moderator that's going to moderate these questions to make sure that the president can be asked questions. Same questions apply to different political party leaders, and have them respond and tell people what they're going to do without looking at their manifesto, without looking at any book. There's not going to be any paper in front of you. You stand there and tell people. If they do that, people are going to know who has the best experience and who has the best idea and who knows what they're talking about. People are going to look at all of that and be able to select and make their mind and as to who they need to vote for, rather than just favoring one party over the other, and rather than just looking at all these political campaigns, who has the most people versus the other, and things like that. I think political reform need to happen in our country for us to see things like that and really create that transparency and accountability, and who is going to do what for our country. That's very important. That's what people need to look at. So I'm going to cut this short. So but what Famara was saying was great. Was definitely 100% true, and same thing as Sawane and Njaga. Definitely, we are all in this together, and we're all here to make our people aware what is happening in our country. Not only that, but to give them an open mind, be able to think and see what's best for Gambia. So thank you.
Okay, so thank you. Come like Navi was all be tankla. Program later. Most people watch it later. Famaram be content be tankla bake Njaga and Sam, of course. I told many alonko alkala precious time to nanyim platform also. Nanyim platform or Pruka Gambia sensitized about the issues meant kan Gambia and Gambia Bantala Bankolto. Sometimes can guess null sodole. But sometimes can you debate si far sodole. In fact, I guess null dul sodole more someone know because laftanyin topico sambal nangjang ka diamun na voto sole. It's a long monemu fanko nyinti political the basic fundamental basic of politics political be nyadi la samala nyadile, and also presidential term limit comment term limit so nanta soto la president yala nyaming pour nyin kambala ni modo la miro banta sanji jang ni moy sanji nani ke White House nada daji a continue be finding na botaji a continue ka koyle aka start ka koy wayatan ni ko definitely president yaman sonea bantola Africa ndoka president ya mutale isi bulola nyoka tiba enjoy le drone molbe fale ba sunya la jana ba wala nam tol monta dolaro they are not working ndola president tol wol buka do ko okay wol katara enjoy min wala ninka see anin entitled by tare be order dealer but jang wole jang anin Africa fada jang wol bukela 4 a.m. 2 a.m. security issues president katara briefing na wala tena stress ko kumudol coin so neither for one time ila miro another time miro nyikatalale so fresh miro wakana. But if you are not seriously working, it will be jail drunk come German in Jawara yakanyam. You are just enjoying the moment imalafa dang or time olem miro ka dol miro ka tala ibukana fenke no it buka fenji fang so wala nantul mang develop no but ninga system of time limit wala mube ya mutako mola miro manyana tambila president term flala because mulka kebal ika keba nyami ika bata wala nyam ika fengo use nyami aka bata wala nyam so ninga menol be umuta be time limit fight la de e kana so moy tambi two time la isaje fanan dol fanan si chance do wala fanan si president or other positions so mbewala diam can be mbadi ngolu and ngamera ngayin topico exhaust le bucket I'll see a share and you guys come every Sunday and nanyin jambarol be janne pour que Gambia educating day because they believe that la idan kantawle o man lafi o malon so saying abe londo be ke kanne pour que fota molma ndol be wala raja say ni molma ata oto iketawle man lafi la banko ita nyaado to lafta tarla ji same system kono oto saying manta momon dem blame la han president fon manta blame la ndol ben fon le blame la so ala barka bake mbadi ngolu So you want to say something, Sam?
No, I just want to say thank you.
So
Thank you
for
for everything.
Sam, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vamara. You all have a great day.
All right.
Yeah.
You too, Sam.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys. Okay. Bye.